So hey, I'm back. I know it's been a while since I've put up a video, at least like a get ready with me video or any. It's been a while since I've been here, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like I haven't really had the desire to do any YouTube videos because one, I've been getting ready for a lot of art shows. Month of April, I was getting ready for several Nipsey Hussle tribute art shows, and I just really wasn't inspired to do anything, I guess, YouTube related. Death of Nipsey Hussle was like really hard on a lot of people, and I was one of those people. I did not think I would be affected by his death like that, and I really was. So I spent like most of the month of April just, you know, doing Nipsey artwork and things like that. So I'm gonna put some links up here so you could definitely check that out. But I'm back. Yes, I'm back. And today I'm gonna do like a quick little get ready with me video slash story time. This is gonna be my first story time video. So I hope, you know, I hope it makes sense. I hope y'all like it. This just happened, yo. Just happened, and I'm so upset because I just got paid not too long ago, and I'm not really trying to give Lyft money and stuff like this, all right? So just hang tight. I'm about to share this story because the moral of the story is pay attention, please. My face has already been moisturized with my favorite Belief by Aqua Bomb. Well, Aqua Bomb by Belief. Okay, so we did that. Skin is a glow. Okay, so I'm about to just share this story with you guys because I'm too old to be irresponsible. All right, we're all too old to be irresponsible. Even if you're like 16, you're too old to be irresponsible. Common sense is like not so common, but we should all have that. And last Friday, I did not have any common sense. So story time on how I paid almost $50 in a Lyft when I live about 20 minutes away. Okay, where do I start? So my homegirl is graduating very soon, and you know, she's a working adult and she's very happy to be graduating. So this past week was her last week of classes. So we had planned from the beginning of the week to go out and eat and drink in celebration of her you know, finishing classes and graduating. Okay, and we about to start summer, right? If you are anything like us, like you really plan ahead the meals that you are about to have, because we are like fat girls on the inside and we definitely like to eat. So we planned like 4 days in advance where we're gonna have Friday happy hour drinks in addition to some banging mac and cheese, right? We live in Brooklyn and we hit up all the dope spots in Brooklyn all the time, especially if they got a dope happy hour. All right, so boom. So we decide to go to Sweet Science, which is a restaurant in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. We work in Ridgewood, Queens. Now this is on the L and the G train line, so it's on the same line at like 15 minutes apart. So we're like, all right, cool. So this is where we're gonna go after work, you know, get a little happy hour drink and definitely eat some food, start the little celebration right. I was like, all right, perfect. Later on, my boy is actually DJing at another spot in Fort Greene, which is also on the G line. So it's on the same train line, and that's like another 15 minutes away. So I'm like, perfect. We're, you know, keeping it all relative, staying in the neighborhood. And this is what we decided to do. So we get to Sweet Science, and as soon as we sit down, the bartender is like, welcome guys, whatever you need, let me know. Unfortunately, the kitchen is not open again until 5 o'clock. It opens and we order food and we ate, and it was fine. It was normal, right? We had a little one round of wine and we ate, and we were about to leave, closing up the bill. We're about to leave. So as we're closing up the bill, my homegirl now all of a sudden starts to feel sick, and she's nauseated, but she's not nauseated in like the stomach area. She's nauseated, you know, like that feeling that you get like right here, and like your, you know, your mouth starts to get all watery. So she's starting to feel that feeling, like she wants to throw up, but nothing like really is rumbling in her stomach. So, you know, paranoia now starts to set in, and I'm just like, girl, you're fine. Don't worry, you're gonna be okay. So we, you know, keep going, and we end up at the next spot where she still feels a little sick, but, you know, she's kind of keeping everything going, right? So the night continues. This next spot that we go to is called Brooklyn Tap House. Everybody knows Brooklyn Tap House. Release happy hour. It's a dope night. But they got drinks that'll kill you because they got 2-for-1 happy hour margaritas, and we already know how happy hour drinks are. Come on, like, they're using the cheapest alcohol to get you as happy as quickly as possible, right? And nobody complains about cheap alcohol when it's happy hour because everybody really just kind of is there to have a good time at a very, very cheap price. So that's exactly what the hell happened. I ordered the special, which was 2-for-1 margaritas, and we've been to this spot many times before. So our bartender, shout out to Milu, shout out to her. She is a very dope bartender, and she's from Australia. Black girl magic from Australia, and she loves us. So she always tries to kill us. Okay, yeah, in a good way. So the night goes on. So I'm sitting at the bar. You know when you sitting at the bar and you're having drinks. I'm on my, now fast forward, I'm on my second of my first special, right? I only planned on having one. Of course, like I said, the bartender likes us, and that is not what happened. Now the night is going on, and of course, like, you know, more people come. Like, we had the homegirl came, my cousin came. Like, you know, the night is going on. We having a good time. Another DJ ended up playing. And I only planned on having like this one special, this round of 2 drinks. But then my other homegirl, Trees, came, and she's like coercing the bartender to give us like a round of shots. And I'm just like, nah, this girl is not gonna give us shots. Like, I think that she hooked us up already. Like, so then I turned my head and boom, we got shots. And I'm just like, oh, okay, we got shots. I had no idea what was in these shots. I don't know if it was gin, vodka, it was clear. And then of course, found out that it was tequila. And I was just like, oh my God, this girl is really trying to kill me. So I'm going with the flow. And I go to the bathroom, and then all of a sudden I start feeling sick. And I'm just like, nah, this is not happening. Like, this nauseated feeling that my homegirl was describing, which is not in the stomach, but in the mouth area. And I'm just like, nah, this cannot be happening. Like, this seems like an allergic reaction. Whatever we are experiencing right now is an allergic reaction. When I get back to the bar, I order like club soda because I'm like, I see what's happening. I know my body. I just don't want to get caught out like that in the street. Whatever, right? So I get club soda, and now my friends are leaving. They're going somewhere else, and they're like, yo, let's go somewhere else. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go anywhere else because I don't know what's happening right now, and I don't want to be out in the streets feeling sick right now. Now this shot is seeping into my blood system, and I'm not with it. So they eventually end up leaving. They call an Uber, and they leave. At this time, the bartender who just tried to kill us with love and drinks, of course, is now off. That's the reason that she gave us the shots, because she was getting off, and she was like, well, hey, one for the road, y'all want some shots? And, you know, gave us these damn shots. So I'm thinking that she's leaving, right? She's closing out her bar, she's clocking out, she's leaving. Nope, she comes right around to the bar and comes sit right next to me, because now my friends are gone. This is like 5 minutes after they left. I was like, of course, at this time, I'm sitting at the bar, so I don't realize how drunk I'm getting, because you know how they say, like, when you're sitting at the bar, you just don't know how drunk you are until you get up and go to the bathroom and your ass like topple over. So I don't know how drunk I actually am. So she comes over, she sits down, and I'm like, you know what, girl, I'm about to leave. So yeah, I'm about to leave. And before I leave, she orders another round of shots. And she's like, okay, we'll just take another shot with me. And I'm just like, okay. I'm a damn mess. Wrap my ass up. I really am a mess. Well, I really am a mess, because I swear to God, like, every time I say that I'm not about to do something when I go out, I end up doing it anyway. Like, peer pressure is real. But again, we're like all too old to be suffering from peer pressure, right? Like, it's nobody's fault but mine. All right, so let's get to the Uber. So we get to the Uber, right? So I'm like, yo, I'm about to call an Uber. Now, mind you, I didn't even tell you where I lived. So I live in East New York, Starrett City, Howard Beach, Gateway Mall, you know, like around that area. The L train line. So again, remember, I work in Ridgewood. We went to a bar in we went to a restaurant in Williamsburg. The hell is this? Blend, damn it, blend. We went to a bar in Williamsburg. Then we went to a restaurant in Williamsburg. Then we went to a bar in Fort Greene. Now, if I would have called the Uber home from this spot where I'm now getting lit with the bartender, I would have been home in 20, 25, 30 minutes. That would have easily been like a $17, $24 Uber. Easy, okay? Lyft. I don't call Uber anymore. Lyft, because I don't call Uber anymore. That's another story. That is another story time, definitely. See, that would have been an under $30 pool, right? Okay, so at what point did I not do that? I truly do not know. So boom. So at some point, I try to get away from the bartender because I'm just like, I don't want to drink anymore. I don't want to succumb to peer pressure. You know, like when you're drunk, like you have the good guy and the bad guy, but then at some point they start arguing and then you're like freaking awkward. You're just like, I don't know what to do right now. And I was just like, I don't want this girl to give me any more shots. But instead of just saying that, I ended up getting up from the bar and pretended to use the phone and like went outside. Mind you, it just like stopped pouring. It was like a summer cloud that came by and it was like torrential downpour for like 15 minutes. So everybody inside who was kind of like about to leave, which was me before the shots, like after my homegirl left, like I was next in line to leave, but now there's like torrential downpour. So I'm waiting for this passing cloud, and in the midst of waiting, here's some more shots coming along, right? So I'm just like, all right, boom. I'm not trying to be caught out here like this anymore. So I pretended to use the phone and I got up and I went outside, right? To use the phone. Like, all right, perfect. Now I'm outside, so I don't have to go back inside to say bye. Nothing is in there. I got all my shit. I got everything. So I'm just about to dip and I'm about to leave. At no point did I even bother to call the Uber though before I walked off. And girl, I just start walking. I don't even know which direction. I just started walking. At some point, I'm like, okay, I think this is the direction of the G train. So I'm like, I'm going to the G train because from the G train, I transfer to the L train and I'm gonna be home in like 20, 30 minutes, right? Yeah, sure, because there's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. All right, so boom. So I get to the train station, right? The G train station at, I think it was Clawson Avenue. I think I just had to take that train like 3 or 4 stops to transfer to the L. And when I get to the train station, yo, when I tell you the level of nausea that took over my thought process, I could not tell you if I was coming or going. I don't even know how I got on the train. Think. Like, I didn't even know what the hell was happening. And at this point, I was just like, yo, I started to think about what the hell I ate at the restaurant before. Like, we had truffle fries, something called Mardi Gras mac and cheese. I was like so afraid that I was gonna throw up or like shit my pants on this freaking train platform. Like, I swear to God, I was fearing the worst. So at that point, you would think that I would read, right? Like, again, nausea took over my brain cells. Like, nothing was working at this point. My card, I get on a train platform. I don't know which direction I'm going in at all, okay? So the train comes, I get on it. I don't know which direction I'm going in, and I realize this after I wake up. So when I sit down on the train, I close my eyes for a moment, and when I open my eyes, I was at like Smith Street or something. And that shit is like all the way in the other direction in like Gowanus, Park Slope, or whatever. And this is where the hell I ended up. When I opened my eyes, I popped up. And I was like, fuck it, I gotta get off the train. I don't even know where I am. I have to get off the train. And at that point, I said, you know what? It's late. It wasn't even that late. It really wasn't even that late. But I'm not feeling good and I'm mad drunk. So I was just like, yo, I have to call an Uber. Like, I don't know how far I am, but I have to call an Uber, like, from this point. And at that point, I knew that this Uber was going to be an obscene amount of money, like equivalent to something coming from Manhattan. So of course I had to call this Uber. And when I called it, it said, why I keep saying fucking Uber, Lyft. Oh, you see, they keep haunting me. Uber is haunting me. Lyft. I called the Lyft. And when I ordered the Lyft, that shit said $44 and something cents. And I was just like, okay, here it goes. So called it, it came. The car was empty. This was a pool. This was a pool at this point. And the car was empty. And I was like, I said good evening. And at this point, I'm trying to just be as normal as possible because I don't know how I'm appearing. I don't know if I appear like I'm stumbling. I don't know if I appear like I'm sick. I don't know how I look right now. So I was just like, let me try to be as normal as possible. And since this is a pool, I'm gonna sit my ass in the front. But if anything goes down in that back seat, I don't want to be responsible. Even though I should be responsible, I don't want to be responsible. I sat in the front seat, and within like 15-20 minutes of getting in the car, I turned to my driver. God bless this man. I turned to him. I cannot remember his name, but I turned to that man and I said, I am not feeling good and I really need some water. Can you please give me some water? And that man was nice enough to stop and get me some water. I was in and out of consciousness, and I don't remember much. Well, I don't remember much of who he picked up after me, but all I remember is that this was a extra long lift pool, right? So he gives me water. I drink the water. Somewhere along the trip between the first pool that he dropped off and the second pool that he dropped off, when he dropped off that second pool and they got out the car, they opened the car door, and I remember their car door opening and I felt a bubble in my stomach. It's going down. By the time they closed their back car door, I opened that passenger door and I unleashed something lethal. All of that Mardi Gras mac and cheese was all on that man's door. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was on the side of his door. And he patiently stayed there and watched it happen and was quiet the whole time. I just remember him asking if I was okay. He didn't say much. He just kind of looked forward. And after I was done, I courteously took the rest of the water that he just bought me and I wiped off his car door. I wiped off his car door and I was just like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I'm sorry. He was just like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So now fast forward to, we're very close to the end of this ride and the story, right? So he picks up like 2 or 3 more passengers. I then suspected that he, started to take advantage of the fact that I was just like non-existent in his car, and he maximized on that shit, right? When I woke up, in my email, it said such and such has been added to your ride. Such and such has been added to your ride. It was like 3 more add-ons after the first original pool. He really kind of used the fact that I was not gonna say anything about this being an extended pool. Okay? Yeah, and I don't mind because he did stop and get me water. And the next morning, my bill was like at $50 something. It was at $50+ because I'm thinking that they added something on for the damn vomit. But that's my story. I know there wasn't no weird, crazy conclusion. The vomit was the conclusion. Sorry. Or there was a moral there, I'm not sure exactly. If you come together, leave together. Always read which direction the train is going in. Avoid mystery shots. If you don't fuck with Uber, don't call Uber. Make sure you call Lyft or Via, whichever one you fuck with. Call the Lyft when you say you're gonna call the Lyft. Don't party with bartenders. Don't party with bartenders. Know your limits.
Just go